Alright, we're going to start by following up with my shorts video about my ground faulted Sculpfun S30 control board. I have, since that short came out, figured out how to actually repair it. And what the issue was is actually located inside of this power switch. Considering Sculpfun is a Chinese company, the switches are probably just bulk Chinese switches from another partner company, and they are a very cheap switch compared to the quality of these boards. So inside of this board, there are two metal tabs, kind of a horseshoe shape, and then an incandescent bulb in the middle. And the incandescent bulb comes down through the bottom here. Focus. And then it's pinched in these two legs here. As you can see, mine's soldered. So what was happening was, whenever I would flip the switch, it would ground fault because the legs were pulled barely through, and the incandescent bulb inside was actually twisting and touching the legs together and shorting out the board, and it would go into its safe fault state with the power supply, tripping it off. All I had to do was take it apart, which can be done by prying these two sides open and pulling this plastic piece out. As you can see, it does damage the plastic some, but by taking that out and pulling those legs farther through and laying it on its side parallel to the switch, and then I soldered the legs so they can't move rather than just being pinched in there. The board works fine now. I waited until I got my new one. This is the old one. It is a XY DLC 32 MC version 1.0, and the new one is a XY DLC 32 MC version 1.1. For the most part, these boards are almost identical from what I can tell, with the exception of this emergency header having 4 pins instead of 3. And your end stop headers are now color-coded instead of just white. We'll leave this one sit down here. But as you can see, the switch is still the same very cheap switch, and you can see that leg just kind of hanging out there. It's just pinched in that metal piece. I'm no electrical engineer or anything, but these are, I can tell these are very cheap, and I will do the same to this one. I will solder those so that I don't have to worry about it. These ones are actually pulled much farther through than the first board originally was. But if you look at the first one here, you can see I was able to pull it almost all the way across that, where this one's not quite there. I might open the switch and give it a try. I'm going to do that off camera because it's a pain. Alright, so by prying these two sides open, apart, with just some small screwdrivers, one on either side, down and pop it open, and same with the other side, and now we can take it out. As you can see, the little horseshoe contacts are in there, and there, and this is just your standard incandescent bulb that you'd find in like a early 2000s mag light, with the legs pulled down through the bottom and just pinched in here. There's nothing special about it. It looks like they attempted to hot glue this one in, so maybe this was a reoccurring issue for other people as well. But that is what was causing my ground fault on my original board, and it now works. But seeing as they sent me a new revision, the new one will go back in. And the switches are really easy to put back in. You just pop it in. That's all there is to it. Thank you, and have a good day.